Welcome back to another Deep Dive with Derek. I'm your host, Derek, but my friends call me D-Rock, here with another Phish reaction. If you want to jump right in, timestamps are in the description below. If you're new here, I'd like to personally welcome you to the channel. On this channel, I take a deep dive into music that has gone unnoticed by me for far too long, so it's time to take a look at these kinds of songs. With Phish, I love Phish. You can check out the back catalog here if you like. You could subscribe and follow along in my Phish journey. But for some reason, I never got into them. Lifelong Dave Matthews Band fan and other jazz fusion type bands, and I never got into Phish. So that's what I'm doing here, taking a deep dive into Phish. If this is what you like, subscribe for more. If you've been here before, certainly appreciate your support. Hit the like button if this is something you're interested in. That's a signal to me that this is worth doing. I don't monetize these videos. I think that the attention and advertising and generally hijacking of attention model is less than ideal, we'll say. Any kind of indirect payment. So I prefer a one-on-one relationship with my audience. So if you want to support the channel, you don't have to, of course. But if you want to, you might be able to find a thanks button down here. Sometimes it's there. Think of that as a tip jar. You can give anything that you think is worthwhile. If it's not there, sometimes it's not there, you can buy me a beer, you can support me with micro donations. All of those links are in the description below. Checking out another album today. We've moved on to Hoist. And Hoist, album cover, appears to have a fish, or no, fish. It says fish, that's why I said that. It seems to have a horse being hoisted up. And what I recall from Rift is that the horse is the song that didn't have any representation on the album cover. So they went ahead and made this whole thing the horse. So that's kind of funny. So let's not waste any more time before I get into it, I suppose. I'm going to cut this up into different segments. At the end of each video, there should be a link to get you to the next one. If you happened upon part 2 or 3 or 4, I'll link back to the previous versions. But anyway, let's jump right in. I have the songs up here. So Julius is first. So let's jump right into Julius.
Danger, I've been told to expect it. I begin my descent down the cold granite steps. And who could have turned among those I can fight in? I think that I know what I haven't known yet. 'Cause a week is a month and an hour a day. When you're reaching, just pushes it further away now.
Time slows down, he's saying. Interesting. I'm really digging this so far. It's got this like twangy, not exactly bluegrass, but kind of bluegrass feel to it. But also like it's the riff that draws me in. I like it.
When you're reaching, just pushes it further away now. With your past and your future precisely divided, am I at that moment? I haven't decided. Don't take another step. I haven't decided. Don't take another step.
Yeah, so usually, at least up to this point, the lyrics, most of them, have been, and this is y'all's words. This is the words that I see in the comments. Nonsensical lyrics. More meant to make it sound a particular way than to have any meaning to the lyrics. But this one actually sounds philosophical almost, or your past and your future are, what do you say, evenly divided or something like that. Which is interesting. Because if you look at your lifespan, that's not necessarily true. Unless, I mean, at some point it is, except you can't know that until you've passed away to know what your actual lifeline is. But if you consider before you were born, before you existed, that was eternity. And after you die, after you stop existing again, that'll also be eternity. So here you are with eternity on either side of you. That's interesting. This is catchy.
And stretching out into the sea. Aquitana, is that what the prophet told me you saw? You gave it to me, but I really don't want it. I came out on top by the luck of the draw.
Another good line.
Is a month and an hour a day. When you're reaching, just pushes it further away now. And what's the return on the faith I provided? I think that I know now. Don't take another, don't take another, don't take another. Boy, you take another step. Oh, I haven't decided. Don't blame it on yourself. I haven't decided.
Is there a tuba? I think I hear a tuba.
I haven't decided. I'm gonna take another step. I won't blame it on myself. Lay it on my brother.
This is interesting. This is so like big bandy, this chorus. And there's these backup singers that are like answering his question or responding to his statements. But I can't hear the backup singers as much as I can hear him. But I think he said something like, I'm going to blame it on myself. And they said, don't blame it on yourself.
I'm gonna take another step. I won't blame it on myself. Lay it on my brother.
This is different from their usual stuff. Here we go.
Well, I haven't decided. No, I haven't decided. Wake up in the morning, you'll be gone. Don't blame it on the brother when he's sleeping. Wake up in the morning, you'll be gone. Boy, you take another step. I haven't decided. Don't blame it on yourself. I haven't decided. Lay it on the brother when he's sleeping. Wake up in the morning, you'll be gone.
This, I forget what they're called. Country big horns, big country horns. Something like that. I remember seeing comments about this is totally from memory from many weeks ago, so I'm going to get this wrong, but big country horns used to play with them. So anyway, that sounds like this is what this is. There's some other vocalists too. Anyway, continue. Sounded like some studio chatter at the end, and that horn sounded like somebody laughing. That one was fun. Is Julius, is this in reference somehow to Caesar? I admittedly don't know the Caesar biography well enough or at all to know if that's true, but um, that was different. That was way different from the usual stuff. But I like the upbeat tempo. I liked all the horns, and there was. This will be fun to listen to a couple more times because it sounded like those were deeper lyrics than I'm used to with Phish. But okay, anyway, that was Julius. I'll be back with what's next. I'll be back with Down with Disease. Interesting because that's one that is highly recommended. So I'll be back with the studio version of Down with Disease. Here I am. I got Down with Disease. Again, this is a highly recommended song, and I don't know anything about it other than you all recommend it. So I imagine is a banger live. Down with Disease, the way my mind is picking this up is that I am down with disease, as in I welcome disease, possibly. I don't know. But anyway, let's jump right in to Down with Disease. Outer space. Nice bass line. Yeah, sounds like Primus.
Down with disease, 3 weeks in my bed, trying to stop these demons that keep dancing in my head.
I gotta stop here though. So, down with disease, he's in his bed because there's demons in his head. So, is this a physical disease or is this a mental disease? Because often when you hear I've got demons in my head, that's some kind of a. It could go either way: serious anxiety, or the future is going to be super scary, or some kind of a rumination about the past, depression type thing. So, but he's stuck to his bed. I don't know.
Down with disease, and I'm up before the dawn. 1,000 barefoot children outside, dancing on my lawn. Dancing on my lawn. Waiting for the time when I can finally see this has all been wonderful, but now I'm on my way. When I think it's time to leave it all behind, I try to find a way to, but there's nothing I can say to make it stop. Down with disease, and the jungle's in my mind. They're climbing up my waterfalls and swinging on my vines. So I try to hear the music, but I'm always losing time, 'cause they're stepping on my rhythm and they're stealing all my lines.
It's like I keep losing time. That's kind of an interesting segue because in the case of like I'm in my bed and I've got this disease, losing time means I'm in and out of consciousness. But then he says I'm trying to play music or hear music and I'm losing time, as in I can't keep the beat and they're stealing my lines.
Stealing all my lines and I keep waiting for the time when I can finally say that this has all been wonderful, but now I'm on my way. When I think it's time to leave it all behind, I try to find a way to, but there's nothing I can say to make it stop.
bass line creeped in.
Waiting for the time when I can finally say that this has all been wonderful, but now I'm on my way. When I think it's time to leave it all behind, I try to find a way to, but there's nothing I can say to make it stop.
Hey, that was like a rock jam. Awesome bass lines, good guitar solo at the end. Interesting lyrics that again, like a lot of these things, we got to take another listen to. But fun to see how that one looks live. So let me know what's the best album or the best live version. I'm sure there's several opinions. I don't like to rely on Phish.net anymore because that's led me astray. But I trust you all. So what's the Down with Disease that I should check out? Okay, so I'll be back. Next, we got up If I Could. See you here soon. Okay, I'm back with If I Could. Let's jump right in. Okay, a little slower.
Take me to another place, she said. Take me to another time. Run with me across the oceans. Float me on a silver cloud. If I could, I would, but I don't know how. If I could, I would, but I don't know how. If I could, I would.
I like that. I like that. If I could, I would, but I don't know how. It's interesting, and I don't want to try because I don't want to screw anything up. So if I could, yeah, that's cool.
And I take you now.
Stay with me till time turns over.
That's not Trey. Is that who is that? Alanis Morissette?
Till time
No.
turns over.
I wanna feel my feet leave the ground.
Okay.
Take me where the whispering breezes can lift me up and spin me around. If I could, I would, but I don't know how.
I had vibes from bouncing around the room.
If I could, I would, but I don't know how. If I could, I would, but I don't know how. If I could, I would, and I'd take you now. If I could, I would, but I don't know how. If I could, I would, but I don't know how. If I could, I would, and I'd take you now.
Nice. Alison Krauss, it says on the lead vocals, Alison Krauss. So that's who that is. You already knew that, though. Man, so we're 3 for 3. That was an amazing song too. Um, I liked the harmonies. I liked the music that they set that to. So I'm really digging this album so far. All right, so I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna come back with Riker's Mailbox. All right, here we go. I got Riker's Mailbox. This appears to be a very, very short song. So let's see what that's all about. What was that? What was that? It was like 20 seconds of what? Is Riker's Mailbox? Is that a reference to something? It's above my pay grade if it is. Okay, so 4 up, 4 down. I'm gonna cut it there. And so far, this has been a great album. So I'm gonna leave this part 1. I'll be back with part 2 with Axilla or Axilla, however you say that. Part 2. I don't know part 1. Although now that I say this out loud, I think I've seen that somewhere. And I'm gonna take a guess. Is this Man Who Stepped Into Yesterday? I don't know. Maybe not. No, is this Junta? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I'll see you in part 2.